Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome all the people who decided that they wanted to celebrate this wonderful day. I want to, first of all, say thank you for taking some time out this morning to come support PowerCorpBOS. This is our Cohort 2 graduation. We're so excited about it because I didn't really realize how fast 6 months could go, and it flew by. And by the time we got to really get familiar with a lot of these young folks, they were making moves. I want to thank our partners who are here, RCC, UMass, Amherst, City of Boston, BPDA. Could not have done all of this wonderful work without your support and guidance. We want to welcome you because today is so special for me because I have had the pleasure of watching some young people come in 6 months ago with some kind of sketchy ideas of what green urban forestry, green industry is, and now I'm pretty confident that they know exactly what it is and what expectations that they have moving forward. Thank you, Mayor, for showing up and giving us so much support because our project, PowerCorpBOS, is part of the Green New Deal, which is one of the initiatives here in Boston. And I'm happy to say that we're part of the engine that makes it all turn. PowerCorpBOS will be doing some projects a lot more intentional with the city that has everything to do with making sure that the Green New Deal is accomplished. So thank you again, Mayor, for making that one of our most important agendas. Thank you to the staff of PowerCorpBOS. Whoo, man. My mom has a saying that I really didn't understand until I got a little older. It was, you can't let the front know what the back's doing. The front part of the house know what the back house is doing. So there was a lot of moving parts that had to happen. And you can just imagine if you're a parent or your uncle, or if you're a mentor, or if you're someone who helps guide young people, you know there's a lot of things you have to do, a lot of pivoting you have to do, a lot of creative things you have to kind of work off the hip. And I have to say our staff is amazing with that, and I'm so proud to be a part of that group that has pushed Cohort 2 forward. So good job. I want to also thank the people who are hosting us here, Franklin Park and the William E. Devine Golf House. I haven't been in here in a long time. Actually, this is one of the places that I grew up not too far from here, so this is one of the places that I always said, when I get older, I'm going to come in here. Well, I'm older now, and I've definitely been enjoying it in a different way because I don't play golf at all. So it's just the aesthetics of it. So without further ado, I would like to start off by bringing our first welcome speaker here, who is so integral to making sure that this program works. And I knew about this person before I actually met this person, so it's like, you know, you're waiting for the legend, and the legend appears, and you're like, yes! It's everything that I expected. So without further ado, I would like to invite Trinh Nguyen up here, Chief of Work on Time.
I'm actually not a legend, so that's a misinformation on his part. My name is Trinh Nguyen, and I have the pleasure of serving the community, the great city of Boston, as Chief of Worker Empowerment and Workforce Development. Many of you know me from the back end. My job is very boring. We do the books, we do the paperwork, we do a variety of things to make the engine and the front line and all the great team work very well, on time and on pace. So that's what I do. Happy to do it. We do it day in and day out. And there's lots of staff here that have been invisible per se I just want to shout out to them. If you can raise your hand, including the PowerCorp staff, Peggy Watts Hines back there, all this staff. You have no idea. Folks wake up and love their job. They want to serve you all. They want to serve the city of Boston. So I just want to recognize and let you know that we are here for you. So I just want to give you a little bit of facts. I don't have much time, but I know that, one, congratulations to all the PowerCorp members. from the class before and today. I want to tell you that you're on the right track. I know you know this, but according to the Inclusive Economic Building Performance Job Calculator in 2020, and you know this number has expanded today and in 2023, to achieve Boston's goal of reducing building carbon emission to zero by 2050, and this is just the facilities that we've looked at, between 1,200 to 2,100 net new jobs for full-time workers a year for the next 30 years. So you're in the right place. We want to start training you today for the future. It's too late if we try to do it 2 weeks and get the message out. We're planning for 2050 and we're planning for 30 years, and we need to start now. So you're in the right place. The Green New Deal is an inclusive empowerment engine, and we want you to be part of it. So congratulations for taking that step forward to do that. But before you walk out of here, I want to just say a few things that I think it's important. One is that you are in a leading and fastest growing industry in the region. Know that. Know that you are worth your competency and your skills as a worker in Boston. If you don't like this job, a building operator, facilities, a variety of things, there's other options for you. So keep going. Don't think that you have to be pigeonholed. You're always learning about your career, so that's a journey for you. The second piece is everything you learn from last 6 months to your next phase. It's what we call transferable skills. You don't like what you do in the first 1 or 2 years? That's okay. Think about ways in which you can do upskilling and invest in yourself and your families and for your communities, because you always have to think ahead. So this is only the first step. It is not your last point. The other piece that I do want to say is the job market is not only in our favor and in your favor, but we have a fastest retirement rate in the city, the feds, and the state. The world is yours. You just have to stay focused and stay on track. So everybody wakes up to say, oh, sometimes it's not for me today, for this job or the other job. It's okay. Stick with it. Make that commitment to yourself, because we know we're putting a down payment that it will work. The second piece I have to say, and you all know this, we have been digging for years on the research and data point that works. We know that every time when you invest in yourself as a worker, and Boston will offer that if you're eligible for free tuition, free job training, upskilling. We want to make that commitment. Every time when you make that commitment to education to yourself, know that all the evidence base and research shows that it equates to increase in wages. So know that, and know that every time when you have to go to class and you're working 2 or 3 jobs, it's investment to yourself. So this is the right time and moment for you. This is your time, workers in Boston. So you did the right thing. I just want to congratulate you for that. Let's give a round of applause to you all and to everyone. Last, I do have to say, I don't ask for much, and I'm not going to ask for anything else, but we need to ask you for a big favor, and I hope you're going to say yes. This summer is the most historic investment in the city of Boston for summer youth jobs, because Mayor Wu had invested $7,000 of wages and youth jobs in the city of Boston. We have another 2,100 coming down the pipeline. Those jobs are available for every single young person. So if you are a young person in the city of Boston, we'll meet you where you are. We have 60 different entry points, and we design it with our team, Rashad Cope, who's deputy chief. We know that because we want an opportunity for youth. And I know that City Council has worked really hard in designing, budgeting year-round to make that happen with Mayor Wu and our cabinet. So I want to thank the City Council for doing that as well. But I want to make a pitch. You know at least 10 young people from the back of your hand You know where they are. They're your cousins, your siblings, your family members. Ask them, take the time every single week from now until the end of summer. Do they have a job? Where are they? And if not, apply to SuccessLink. Because when our young people are not in the labor market and they're not in school, we really worry. So as a favor, please make sure we reach out to all of our young people and make sure that they have a summer job in school or wherever they are. There is a place for them in this city of Boston. So please do that every single week until the end of the summer. So if you can do that for us, that'd be fantastic. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak and to be up here and to share the celebration with you. Thank you so much.
I was right. That's right. Listen. I want to keep things going. I had the opportunity to look at some stuff that reminded me of why we're here. Trees. We're here for the trees, right? We're here for the trees. We're here for the trees. So just to make things a little lighter, because we seem like we're really intense right now. We're going to focus. I'm going to give you a little quick dad joke about the trees. So. And this pertains to workforce development as well. I tied it in because it makes sense. So, really for my guys over here, do you know that trees are experts at networking? Did you know that? Trees are experts at networking? Yeah. You know why? Because they know how to branch out. Listen. I work hard for these jokes. I work really, really hard for these jokes. So, so just to bring a little fun into it, I want to keep things going. So I want to make sure that we bring up someone who I feel like can represent what we've been through this past 6 months in a very eloquent way. She came in very quiet, and what was important to me was to know all of the participants, and I had an opportunity not only to get to know her, but to actually understand some of the methods. So I want to make sure that I introduce her correctly. So without further ado, one of our student speakers and participants, we call her Breezy, but her name is Brianna Bowden. Now, did I say it right, Bowden? Yeah. I would like to welcome you up.
Hello everyone. How is everyone doing? I'm so nervous, but I'm so proud to present this to you guys today. So thank you. So here we go. Oh yeah, my name is Brianna Breeze. Nice to meet you. Hey Mayor. Hey Dable. So I'm gonna start right now. Thank you everyone. Hello everyone. I want to start off by saying my name is Brianna Breeze. I'm a music artist born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, and this is my epiphany. It all started when I was home alone, in the dark, no one near, just me and my thoughts in despair. I'd laid there next to my past, staring up at the blank ceiling, waiting for my future to paint itself across its wall. Portraying the images of my daydream, portraying the images of what could be as I wait for God's whisper, portraying the images of a divine feminine waiting to be, and that was me, Breeze. I kept thinking to myself, what can I do in the meantime as my soul searches and my heart heals? What can I do that will contribute to my community? And what can I do that will actually make an impact so hormonal I can never forget? And so then, my prayers have been answered. I received a group chat message from my friend Naima. She worked at Teen Empowerment Boston. It's located in Warren Street. She sent this message to me. And within that message, I received a flyer for PowerCorps Boston, a paid job training program that will teach you more about the green industries, and that was indeed I was interested in. I love the outdoors. I love to hear the birds sing to their melody. I love to be at one with the unknown feeling of nature. So I applied for PowerCorps twice in 1 week. I couldn't let this opportunity go to waste. So my first day at PowerCorps was a refreshing feeling with new faces and more energy. A feeling of relief because the spirit of drive was so intact, I knew I was in the right place at the right time. I was determined to complete this program no matter the battle, no matter how hard it rained. I knew the sun would shine at the end, because it always does. So, what kept me afloat the last 6 months was the support I received from the staff, the love and admiration I received from my fellow coworkers. I love y'all. And most importantly, the nurturing energy that soothed my inner kid. I love learning how to plant and how to save a plant from its death. I love removing invasive species to save a life. And I love the mud on my boots and the sun in my face with the laughter that fulfilled those blank spaces that was well needed. I felt proud of myself knowing I was giving back to a planet that has always given back to me. But what I can say, the most challenging part for me was being in spaces that reminded me of my past, that reminded me of everything I was trying to run away from, that reminded me of environments that made me feel incomplete. It was hard to accept that, especially as I'm transitioning through these spaces while trying to figure out myself. But I stop and I think to myself, who am I to judge another when we both have been cut from the same cloth? Who am I to judge another when I know it's hard to accept that you've been hurt? Who am I to judge another who is still learning to be humane? So I choose to understand, and I choose to have empathy, and I choose to forgive. I am me, and you are you. But that doesn't mean I should ever love you less than who you are. I want to remind everyone that I am no different than you. I just chose myself, and you will too. So after PowerCorps, I plan on stepping into my power and making my dreams become a reality. I will be pursuing my music career and finally taking the initiative to make that happen for myself, no matter how long it takes. I went through a lot of trial and error trying to be myself. I learned to never allow anyone to dictate your faith. Never allow anyone to tell you you aren't capable of your highest self, because if you couldn't see, then it wasn't meant to be, but you saw, so it is for you. I encourage everyone that I have met on this journey to keep on learning about yourself, to keep on loving all parts of yourself, the dark, the shadow, the light, anything, your past, your trauma, the PTSD, anything. Because you guys are here today for a reason. You hear me? You break these generational cycles by being here today. Remember that. Don't let anybody, family, nobody dictate your faith at all. It's a battle getting through life, and it's a battle to be humane, but you got it, I promise you. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't have won that race inside the birth portal and came through over here. You would have never won the race. Remember, competition is not real. It's a maze. Get to the end. It don't matter how long it takes, get to the end. So, I want to leave everyone with this quote. I am the creation of the Creator, and I've been sent here to create. Brianna Breeze, March 2020. Thank you so much for this opportunity. This has been a beautiful journey. Best, Brianna Breeze. Thank you. one more thing. Thank you so much. I love all you guys. I thank the universe. I thank God. I ain't talking about Christian, but I'm talking about Christian. Any God, I love him. Thank you for allowing me to be here. So, thank you.
Wow. Okay. Talk to me. Wow. Thank you, Brianna. That was wonderful. Wow. So I got another dad joke. All right. And it's about trees too. Do you know what the definition of an acorn is? Well, in a nutshell, it's an oak tree. Wow, I know that they're supposed to be corny. I know. I'm looking at my ear like, come on, Dad. I got one more now. I got one more. So, without further ado, thank you, Brianna. That was wonderful. I have another young person that I want to bring up to share a little bit about their experience with PowerCorp. I think a lot of the things that was shared, just with Brianna, is one of the things that we embrace. We know everyone that comes through our program is not going to be an urban farmer. We know everyone that comes through our program is not going to be connected directly to the green industry. But we do know, and I feel a lot of confidence in that anyone that goes through our program will be inspired to do something that they haven't done before. And I hope we were a catalyst for you as well, Brianna, because I feel like the environment that we create, and I give much props to the executive director for creating an environment where it's welcoming. And whoever you are, you show up at that place and you're embraced. And we love that. I love the fact that we have that type of environment. So without further ado, I would like to bring up another young person who I feel like is going to be able to express a lot about our program in a way where it's articulated. And when I said, talk to me now, that's something that we talk to me now. That's what we say.
Talk to me. Good morning, everybody. I'm Joshua Burrell Thompson. I have the pleasure to speak. Thompson, exactly. Not exactly. I got a nice little speech for y'all this morning. Thank you all for attending. My name is Joshua Burrell Thompson, crew member of PowerCorpBOS in Cohort 2. I grew up in the South End where it felt like all odds were stacked against me at one point. I'm the youngest of 5 children on my mom's side and the youngest of 3 on my dad's side. I always grew up pushing myself to be different than what was expected of me as a young black man. By the time I got to high school, I was not sure what career path I could see myself taking. But I also didn't know I would come across a program as great as PowerCorps. The way I got connected to PowerCorps was through a city worker I know named Wawa from my neighborhood. At the moment, I was unemployed, looking for work or a stable source of income. Not having any experience in the green industry, PowerCorps opened their doors with a warm welcome. I'm truly thankful for all the opportunities PowerCorps has presented to me. Back in December, I had no idea what to expect from the program. Coming in, I was a little on edge from the people in the program and working with them for 6 months. But surprisingly, the crew leaders found ways for us to connect with each other more and more through various activities. Participating in these activities helped reveal that we all have more in common with each other than I anticipated. From the start, PowerCorps has been nothing but supportive all around with everyone in the cohort. They provide help in getting documents, court matters, and have many housing resources. The list goes on and on. Not only have I been able to professionally develop, but the program also helped me evolve as a person. I know I can acknowledge that when I come to work, I come to do it more on an independent tip. But over the past 6 months, I've learned to use teamwork and adapt to working in a group environment. Because working effectively as a team, you get a lot more work done as opposed to you doing it yourself. For example, my group, Gang Green and I, we went to Morton Street Housing Development in Mattapan with Kate England from City Hall, where we planted several trees. Another example is when I joined Tariq's group, AMG, and we went to the plant thousands of sunflower seeds at the Rose Garden in downtown. Talk to me. Nah, it's thousands. This cohort held the most unique personalities and vibrant energy I've ever seen for me to only be a part of the program for 6 months. This has been a thrilling adventure for me, it's been a thrilling adventure for me because not only did I get a chance to learn new things, but I was able to gain some great relationships with everyone in the program. Therefore, by gaining these relationships, I was able to get more comfortable with trying new things for the first time. I was able to attend my first college class, operated a bucket truck, professionally climbed a tree, learned how to properly use loppers and chainsaws. I could go on all day, but I don't think we'll be here for 11. Where I see myself after PowerCorps is finding a job where I can expand my experience and knowledge about the green industry. My goal is to one day start a company that is based around both the green industry and carpentry. Because why limit yourself to one career path when you could have two and merge them into one? I want to thank PowerCorps, its partnerships, everyone behind the scenes, the staff members, and the participants for the past 6 months. I truly enjoyed it. I don't even know the word to put on it. I strongly encourage anyone who needs a fresh start or more opportunities presented to them to dedicate 6 months of their time with PowerCorps. It can and it definitely will pay off. Thank you.
Wow. BS? 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 Okay. Wow. Josh, talk to me. So, I want to keep it going. Thank you, Josh. That was wonderful. Well said. Very eloquent words. I know you represented your team very well. Did he do all right, y'all? Yeah. All right. Good. I want to just do a real quick roll call because before I let this slide out, I want to say hello to a lot of folks that's out here that I'm looking at. I'm like, wow, these are my folks. So shout out to Pamela from Victory Gardens. I see you over there. Thank you so much. Connor and Mike, I don't know if Mike's here. Is Mike here from Amos Audubon? Is that Connor, thank you very much. I want to say hello and welcome again to our former city council person, but now administrator of the Boston Housing Authority, Mrs. Kenzie Bach. I want to say hello to my guy, my coffee hour guy. I see him at almost every one. Commissioner of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Ryan Woods. I don't see him in the building, but I'm going to be pick it up a little quick. Max Ford Diamond, he's not here, but I think he's not. Is he here? No. Shout out to Max Ford Diamond. Shout out to my next level lady, Kate England, Director of Green Infrastructure. Shout out to one of the people that kind of, listen, we needed a spark this day. We went to an event at down by Ruggles, and it was this young lady came and, man, we need that. City Councilor Julie Mejia, thank you. Shout out to her. City Councilor Kendra Lara, shout out to you. Thank you so much. Mr. Frank Farrow with the Black Male Advancement Program. And I don't see him. National Grid Team, thank you for coming. I see you. So, if I'm gonna get to that. I know. Anderson. What is it? Councilor Anderson, my apologies. I didn't have the luxury. Councilor Anderson, see Councilor Anderson. And I was going to say hello to one of my favorite people in the room, but she's going to come up here and share the stage with me in a little while. But I wanted to say thank you and hello to Professor K, Christina. One of the stars of this whole program is about to come up here and bless the stage, and I wanted to make sure that I got a little of that stuff, housekeeping stuff out the way before we go crazy for one of our favorite people in the city. I am so proud to have the opportunity to work as one of her team members because PowerCorp is part of City of Boston's team. And like I said before, we're an essential part of the Green New Deal getting accomplished. Kat, I'm sorry, Kat. And oh my goodness. RCC's in the house, y'all. So I gotta get back. So our wonderful mayor is here, and she's gonna talk a little bit about her part in this whole project. And she had the opportunity to share with us last year, and I'm so excited about welcoming her to the stage again this year. Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. I am so excited. You all are the pride and joy of the city, and we're so grateful to you for the investment that you've made in yourselves, in your community, and the future of our city. I was sitting here thinking, there's got to be some better tree jokes, so I just Googled one. Okay, try this out. I just put it in Google. Okay, because I heard that you all had some Wi-Fi challenges that we need to work on as well. How do trees access the internet? They just log on. I'm sorry. All right, I keep going. So anyway, there are a lot of people to thank, and I want to thank you so much to Joe and Devo and the entire PowerCorp team for all that you do to make sure that we are pouring into, you all who are pouring into our community, our infrastructure, and where we need to be headed as a city. I want to thank my colleagues in government as well. They were thanked already, but Councilor Tanya, Councilor Julia, Councilor Kendra was over there on the side. And all the partners on the City Council who made sure that this program is funded, that it is valued, and that it will continue to be a priority. And a former colleague on the council, Councilor Bach, who played a big role in making sure the initial idea was vetted and even went all the way to visit and study the program that Philadelphia had created alongside Reverend Mariama, so that we could take a better version of it back to Boston. Thank you, Kenzie, and thank you to everyone who got this off the ground, including Devo. So, I want to just take a second to, our graduates are, again, the light of this event and the city, and I want to take a few seconds to just shine the light on your family members also, your support systems, your loved ones who made it possible for you to be here today. There are many folks from city leadership who are so excited to be here with you, and we join you and your families in saying congratulations, especially to the people who have been there from the very start, who have witnessed your journeys, and who are going to be there with you every step of the way alongside this PowerCorp family. You all have learned so much and accomplished incredible things, as we already heard a little bit of, and you've helped our city make history. You are the only second ever cohort of one of the only green jobs programs in the country. And because we are still learning about what would be best for generations that are going to step into those shoes after you, you have shaped this program as much as it has shaped you. Your legacy will live on in the countless young people that you're opening the doors for and that you are inspiring by stepping into these jobs. These are the future generations who might have caught a glimpse of you out in the field, tending to one of the nearly 100 acres of public land that you covered in the last 6 months, planting or pruning one of the hundreds of trees that you are now rooting in our community. Or for those of you who have been in the new building operations track, maybe you sparked a lifelong love of learning in helping RCC with their building automation system boot camp, or planted the seed for some future inventions or innovations in the conversations with MIT's sustainability team. You've earned college credits. You've learned to climb trees and use chainsaws. You've collaborated with 14 different service project partners and 4 different city departments. You've earned certifications in energy efficiency, green building operations and maintenance, improved and invested in your own financial literacy, and mapped out the potential for green careers in this city. There's no real way to capture the full breadth of everything that you have learned, all the knowledge that you've gained, or the depth of relationships and community that you've built over the last 6 months. But we hope that for the rest of your lives, you will call upon the skills that you gained here. You will call upon the network that you built here. 6 months ago, you entered this program as individuals, representing Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, Roslindale, Hyde Park, Jamaica Plain, and the South End, bringing with you your experiences and perspectives. Some of you rooted in Boston for generations, others children of immigrants. Today you graduate not as individuals, but as one cohort and one community. You're bonded through service, and you're ready to unlock the opportunities made possible by a greener, healthier, cleaner future that you are going to help us build. So not only do I want to say congratulations, but thank you for making sure that this city will live up to its potential and live up to what all of our communities deserve, because your hands are going to be in leadership, in power in our city. I know many of you all are looking forward to exploring exciting positions, that some of you all are already connected with jobs at Speak for the Trees, Recover Green Roofs, Zoo New England, Mount Auburn Cemetery's Horticulture Department, and the Massachusetts Horticulture Society, or with the city in our Energy, Environment, and Open Space Cabinet, Parks and Recreation, Urban Forestry. I know some of you are sticking around to become assistant crew leaders with PowerCorp as well. So I'm so excited to forever call you all not only our pride and joy in our PowerCorp alumni program, but our colleagues who are going to be stepping up in service to make the city what we love. This is only the beginning for you all. And wherever you end up, you will always have this community cheering you on. You'll always have this community right with you. We have your back. We are proud of everywhere that you're headed and deeply grateful to have played a small part in your journey. Congratulations.
The man didn't get a standing ovation? Man. That's my man. Yeah. Listen, if anything for the tree jump, she helped, she rescued y'all. She took my last one off, so you don't have to worry about my last tree jump. I want to make sure that I cover a couple of things. I get some names right too. I want to make sure I give a shout out to one of the people. She's not here right now, but she's instrumental in making sure that this happened. And I want to make sure that I give a huge shout out to Chief Mariama White-Hammond. A shout out to Commissioner Breezes at Parks and Rec. A shout out to Eve Torres from A Better City. A shout out to Commissioner Camargo for coming here to make sure that we got it right. Yes. I see you, Madry Good. I don't know what I would say, but Madry is very instrumental in making sure that at Mass Hire, we got a lot of support with resources, with resume support and job searching opportunities. So I want to say thank you, Madry Good. And a correction, I want to make sure I say this correctly. Roxbury Community College folks are here, and I want to make sure I say thank you, especially to Kat and Sal for making sure the program got a good start over at RCC, and it continues as well. Thank you so much. And I want to bring our next speaker up. It's beautiful energy here. I want to make sure that you guys get ready for this next speaker because she's gonna bring it. Without further ado, I would like to invite Councilwoman Julia Mejia.
First of all, I need everybody to say Mejia. Mejia. That's right. I'm always teasing him. He knows how I roll. So, good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be with you all here today. You know, I always talk about the fact that when they talk about our people, they always lead with our deficits, and they never see the genius in our communities. And so this program really amplifies all of the greatness that exists in the city of Boston and sees you as assets, not deficits, okay? So when we think about what this moment is calling for is an opportunity to realize that we're not going to just build green, we're gonna build green with Black and brown people at the center of it. When we talk about environment and climate justice, a lot of communities of color are left out of the conversation because we don't see ourselves reflected in that conversation. So what this program does not only is preparing you for the workforce, but it's also giving you an opportunity to recognize the role that you play in protecting our environment. So with that, I just want to give you all a shout out for stepping into your power, like Breezy said. Yes. And I want to just give a special shout out to Davo because his leadership in creating a program that was designed specifically to give young people a meaningful pathway into a career, and doing so with so much heart and soul. Davo, this is what the work is all about. So I just want to say thank you for your leadership. So, y'all can't give a politician a mic, because I know I got a few minutes, but I'm going to share this mic with some people who got us here. In 2020, I worked alongside my council colleague then, Kenzie Bach, to fight for the dollars to make this happen. So Councilor Bach, please step up. I also want to call up my council colleague, who is the chair of Environmental Resiliency and Justice, Councilor Lara, please come up. Because your steadfast commitment to this work, your steadfast commitment to this work and advocacy on the council has kept this program alive. And then, last but not least, the heavyweight, the chair of Ways and Means, Money Bags. When it's time to come on up. Now, for those folks who listen to the council hearings, and if you have not seen my award-winning presentations, you're missing out. We usually have a timer when it's our time to speak. But because I think it's important for each of these women to say something, I want to step to the side and create an opportunity for them to have 30 seconds to say something. And yes, I will be timing y'all. Because I think it's important for us to recognize that this work we don't do alone. It is about a team. It is about recognizing that it's going to take all of us here in the city of Boston to really move this city forward, and that requires us sometimes having to step to the side and creating space for other people to lead, which is what you all are doing right now. So I'm going to ask Councilor Bach, 30 seconds, go.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor Mejia. My heart is bursting. As she said, we were together trying to get this funded back in 2020-21, and so it's so amazing to see you all. The thing I want to say in my 30 seconds is I'm now the head of the Boston Housing Authority, and all I'm doing is chasing money. We got a lot of money from the city. We're chasing money from the state, money from the feds to do a whole bunch of green building projects, a whole bunch of decarbonization, a whole bunch of green infrastructure. So my 30 seconds is come work with the BHA.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor Mejia. Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias todo. Like Councilor Mejia said, my name is Kendra Lara, and I serve as the chair of the Environmental Justice, Resiliency, and Parks Committee on the City Council. And being the chair of that committee as a black woman specifically who grew up in our neighborhoods, you don't always see yourself when you're talking about the environment and when you're talking about parks. And so I know that you feel the love that you're receiving from everybody here. And so I have very little to say because you are inspiring. It is absolutely inspiring to see you. I am in awe of you and all of your hard work. Devo, who is family, and I was very excited to see you take over. I am very grateful for all of the work that you've done. And that is my timer. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tanya Fernandez Anderson. I actually represent Franklin Park in District 7. This is my district, y'all. But I wanted to say, Breezy, my goodness, I know I'm old enough to be a mom, but seriously, like I saw myself in you when you were talking, and I was like, I wish I had her wisdom, her beauty, and her inspiration when I was her age. Oh my God, I'm so impressed by you. I will follow you. I will be bigging you up. You are amazing. We all got a story. Brother Johnson, you brought it today. I appreciate all of you young people. I believe in you. I continue to fight for you. I hear the timer. Do you hear timer? I appreciate you, but let me tell you something. From Academy Homes to City Hall, we're bringing it. And I'm telling you all right now, like, I am so absolutely proud of you. I love you. I believe in every word you said, and I'm here for you. Breezy, I'm coming for you. I'm telling you, I'm coming for you.
That's right. Take your seats down. See, I'm getting anxiety, taking all my time. I'm just joking. But here, because I don't think these mics work, so I don't know what's happening with that. But here's what I want to say before I give up my opportunity to be in front of you all today. For the young people here.
It's for the TV.
Oh, for the TV. I'm like, oh, I forget about that. Just a few things that I want to leave you with, right? So I always talk about that every space that I have walked into, I've had to fight to get in. Okay? I'm going to give you a little bit of words of advice here. And this is something that I want you all to really think about, and I say this everywhere that I go when I have an opportunity to be in front of you, is never leave yourself at the door to make anyone else feel comfortable. Never water yourself down so you could be digestible, because if they don't like you, let them choke. Yeah. Okay? Because there is this conceived notion that we can't be fully expressed. And I want you to recognize your power and stand in it in everywhere, in every space that you occupy. And then lastly, and I want everybody, and the parents too, because you all worked really hard to get them here. I want everybody to say this with me. Nothing about us, without us, is for us. All right? Own your space. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're winding down. We have a few more speakers. I want to make sure that we capture all the energy that we have. We have a few more speakers. I want to make sure that we capture all this wonderful energy that we have in the building. Our next speaker will be, I guess, the president of RCC will not be here, but she sent someone who is definitely well prepared to represent the college and the faculties over there very well. I had the opportunity of meeting Mr. Salvatore Pina at an event over about a month ago at RCC, and had the luxury of having a small conversation with him. But what I was reminded in that conversation was that what we do, the work that we do, is really not for us. It's for the ones that's coming behind us, the future. And I grabbed on that, and I really held on to that. So without further ado, I'd like to invite up to the podium Mr. Salvatore Pina.
What I'd like to, First of all, thank you for allowing me to come on up here and say a few words. And I am going to try to be brief because I know that this has been very long. I've sat through a lot of graduations, right? Heard a lot of things, so I try to be brief. President sends her regrets that she couldn't be here today. She sends her well wishes and congratulations to the folks. And so you got me, I'm on deck next, so she asked me to be here. I just want to say a couple of things. While the PowerCorp group at RCC is the second cohort for PowerCorp, they were the first cohort for RCC to go through our program. And that says a lot. Our program started out actually working with incumbent workers, folks that are already employed, and trying to upskill them. And so one of the things that we've been trying to do for a couple of years was make sure we could address those folks that didn't have the opportunity to get into the programs. And so this was our first opportunity, and I couldn't be more pleased. It was really a pleasure to work with Davo and to work with Eve to try to make all of this happen, and it's certainly Kat on our team, which none of this could have been done on our side without Kat. I also just wanted to make mention that the class of 2022, about 52% of those students went on to college. So I'm going to repeat that. 52% of those students went on to college. Okay? Yeah, now that's good. But I want to know what happened to the other 48%, right? And what I want to say is programs like this is what happens to the other 48%. Without these kinds of programs, the students wouldn't have the opportunities. And for this industry, diversity is a huge thing. Getting people of color on the ground floor is really, really essential. And this is celebration, right? So I want to celebrate with everybody. I want to remember that this is all about you students, all right? So I'm going to get off the stage here so that you can get recognized. Before I do, I'm going to leave you with a quote. I've been a coach. I coach basketball for over 20 years. And as part of coaching, you always look at what makes players the best, right? How can you make people the best? So I studied a lot of great players, and I'm going to pull from a player outside of basketball, the great Gretzky, who was probably the best hockey player in my lifetime. And he says something that I think is really relevant for you all here. And that is, you will never get what you don't ask for. You can't find what you're not looking for. And you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Oh, okay. All right? So take some shots. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was ballin'. So I wanted to give an opportunity to share the podium. I'm taking a little something from Councilwoman Mejia to share the podium real quickly with someone who's so important to our success here. And she's in the building. I want to make sure I take advantage of that. Without further ado, I would love to invite Mrs. Eve Torre to come up to the podium to speak a little bit about ABC, which is a better city.
Thank you. This will be brief because this is new to me. So A Better City, which is where I work, is a business membership organisation, and one of our key focus areas is energy and the environment or climate change. So we have partnered with PowerCorp and Roxbury Community College over the last year, 2 years actually, to develop the building operations tract. And I just want to give a huge shout out to all the students. This is your day, and I'm really just so honored to be a part of this whole program. And I also want to give a shout out to all the partners. This is all about partnership, and it couldn't speak more loudly today that this is about partnership. And my part of this partnership has been to get all the building partners on board so that you're able to go and do the internships and have opportunities for employment at the end of this. So a huge shout out also to all the building partners. There were 9 of them for this cohort,
and we already have 12 signed up for the July to December cohort. So thank you all very much, and just really hope that we can continue to tweak the program and make it incredibly successful for the future. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. This is just my little side shout out. I wanted to say hello to one of the people that kind of helped inspire this for me. When I got hired, I was given a report to read. The report came from someone who did a special report about the environmental justice in Massachusetts, in particular Boston. And the person that was part of making that happen, Elizabeth, MIT, hello, I see you there. I want to say hello. I appreciate you. Woo! Now, education tomorrow. We're about to wrap up. But before we wrap up, I want you guys to hear one of the most inspirational people that we had the opportunity to hang out with every Monday. We'll take this little short ride up to UMass Amherst at Mount Ida. And get blessed with some of the most authentic and unapologetic education when it comes to really understanding and loving trees. She made me love them even more, and I thought I really liked nature, but I love it even more now. So I would like to welcome to the stage Professor Christina Benson.
I already miss you, and it's only been a couple of Mondays since we haven't had class. So I have the pleasure of teaching young people how to care for trees in places where we live, work, and play, right? We're trying to teach folks about the benefits of urban forestry and arboriculture. So I am so happy that every Monday I get half a classroom experience, and then the other half we spend in the outdoors, putting what we've learned in a PowerPoint presentation to work. The beginning of the cohort, folks come in, they're kind of to themselves, a little bit guarded, hands are crossed, like, why do we have to sit inside? I thought this was a program where we're going to be out doing things. But as the days went on and the groups formed, friendships and trust amongst themselves, it was wonderful to watch everybody grow. We would learn things about the most popular trees in the Boston area. Everyone had to learn their botanical names as well as the common names and the reasons why we were doing that. We had to work with PPE and OPP, right? And the students know what that means, right? Right? But the wonderful thing is that the students had wonderful support with their team leaders. So John, Tyreek, and Rich, where are you guys? And of course, not only were they supportive of the core members, but they were very supportive to me. They were almost like having teacher's assistants. And yes, I would have them take the same quizzes and exams as my students. So, Joe, you still have a little more work to do on your Plan ID, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But the wonderful thing is, I'm sorry Michelle Wu had to head out, but what I wanted to say is the nation is looking at this program. It is not just Boston-wide and Massachusetts-wide, but there is a huge need for arborists and urban foresters to come into the workforce. Yes, we are a aging industry where it's mostly old white people like myself that are part of arboriculture and urban forestry. And just like with plants, we want to see biodiversity in the environment. We want to see biodiversity in our workforce as well. There is a huge amount of money being poured into urban forestry, specifically for tree planting in environmental justice communities. And this program has started before any of that had come along. So it's awesome to see people actually putting support and work for a solution rather than just saying, oh yeah, we're going to plant a few trees and we're going to have a few volunteers do something. This is major. You are all going to be ready for careers, not just jobs. And to see everyone in the program, the amount of creativity, empathy, caring for teammates was remarkable. If the thing that everyone hates in every college class is a group project. Am I right? Am I right? There was a lot of hemming and hawing when I had to assign some group projects, but in the end, it was wonderful to see people get together, work together as a team, presenting on topics they may or may not have had much understanding in the past, and then how creative these projects came out in the end was just beautiful and surprising. I hope that we will have pictures of some of the things later on that the students did in the classes. But I just want to also say we had several guest speakers come in from the industry representing the Massachusetts Tree Wardens and Foresters, New England ISA, and the Massachusetts Arborists Association. And these industry professionals and job recruiters are stalking PowerCorps members for jobs. They really are impressed and they are very happy to see you. We went on a field trip to Springfield to an Arbor Expo, and the students again got to talk with people, exchange business cards, network. It is amazing about how many people are truly trying to copy this model or find out how can they get involved. I've had to turn speakers away to come to some of the guest speakers who are like, oh, I'm already booked for the 16 weeks that we're together, but I'll get you next time. That's how people really, really are excited to be here. And one of the students, Tashay, had mentioned that I reminded her of a certain teacher. And I just wanted to close the remarks for the students. Remember, take chances, make mistakes, and get messy, by the Miss Frizzle.
Ready? Awesome. All right. Thank you, Professor. The energy is beautiful. We had to take those rides up Monday. They were very interesting. But every time we went with one mindset, and we always left with a very positive one. Not that the going wasn't a positive, but it always came back with a different mindset. Before I give this over to the part that we all love, pictures and the graduation part, I want to say a shout out to Nick from Urban Wilds. I see you over there, Nick. And a shout out to one of the, I saw this happen. I love that a double back guy, Anthony Johnson from National Grid. Yeah, I like that double back. Appreciate you. All right. Without further ado, our show has to speak.
Great job. Shout out to the brother Joe, despite those tree jokes. Cool names. Thank you. Might come in handy. One, thank you guys, everybody who came out, in particular the families that got these young folks to the point that you got them. Fabulous group of young people to work with. My heart goes out. Thank you guys for putting in all the work that you guys put in to come every morning, get up every morning. It was not the smoothest ride, but we got to where we're at. We learned a lot, experienced a lot, some ups and downs, some rocky roads, but overall, I feel like it was a smooth ride, and shout out to our graduates again. Just a few other names, if they were here, just want to make sure that they were not missed. Todd Meester, Yasa Franklin Hodge, Aaron Kelly, Karen Mooney Broderick. We got all of the city councilors. Thank you guys for the city council coming out, highly supportive of us, helping us to secure funds to keep the program, to get it up and running in the first place, but also to make sure that it's sustainable over a longer period of time. And Chief Marceau, I don't know if he's in the building, but shout out to him as well. And Frank Farrell, shout out to that brother and all of the work that he's doing. So, without any further ado, we will now start our graduation process where you guys will get your certificates. I will ask former Counselor Bach to come up and assist with this, and also Commissioner Woods. Chief, excuse me, Commissioner Woods. Right where you're at. You ready? So, I'm going to call off the graduates. They will file up. They will receive their certificate. They'll shake the folks up here's hand, and they'll go back to their seats. So, our first graduate, Alejandro Flores. Amara Crenshaw. The ever sharp Mr. Amir Muhammad. Potential future mayor, Brandon Pryor. This brother put it together. Look. The actor, I see you. The actor, so many different titles. Miss Brianna Bowden, come on up, please. AKA Breezy. One of my favorite nieces, Miss Brianna Manning. Come on up. This is a brother who's, this is his second time with us. Round of applause for Mr. Deron Broadway Jr. Yes, sir. We got another junior, Darren Franklin Jr. Come on up, brother. Some shoes. Next up, we had a good brother, Devon Suarez. Come on up. It's Demira, you are up next. Come on up. Demira, bring her up. This brother's been with us. This is his second round with us as well. He did a great job the first time, so we invited him back for a second bite of the apple. Mr. Derek Horton, come on up. If he doesn't go into tree work, he can obviously be a model. Next up, pleasure working with this brother, Mr. Gage. Come on up, Gage. Gotcha. Next up, this brother, this is his second bite of the apple. We liked him so much, we brought him back as a junior staff. Mr. Iman Tony Botwell, he was actually an assistant crew leader with us, so he was a program participant. We brought him back at a higher level, and we made him an assistant crew leader. Let me put him on the spot. I just seen a good brother Wawa come in. He's been really instrumental in helping us to get participants. Dynamic youth worker, community member right there in the back, ladies and gentlemen. We have another creative coming up next for you guys. Jandera Fernandez, come on up. Great job. So you guys already heard from this brother. You get to see him one more time. Mr. Joshua Darrell Thompson. Come on up, brother. Great job. Next up, real pleasure working with this young man. He has a bright future ahead of him. Mr. Key Wallace, come on up. Next up, we got a brother who just recently came back from getting a tan in Hawaii. Welcome, Mr. Lucas Parker. We're gonna bring our gentle giant up. He has such presence in the room. Mr. McCall. Next up, we got a member of the Warnham family, pretty well-known family in the city, Mr. Mike Warnham. Come on up. And
Happy to see you.
got representing the Power Corps. This is one of the brothers who had probably some of the biggest energy in our cohort too. Always had the energy when he came. Next up, Mr. Nikita Struthers. Come on. Yeah. All righty. Where's he at? I don't see Tito. No, that's my. All right. This brother was stinking green from the day we met him. He didn't drive a car. He rode his bike, rain, snow, sleet, every day to the program. And we got the scratches on our program wall to prove that he rode his bike every time. Mr. Osborne, come on. Next up, I have a brother, a lot of energy with this guy as well. He always had a positive attitude. Every time he showed up ready to work with a lot of energy as well. Mr. Ricky Bradley White, come on up. Next up, this is another guy, a lot of positive energy every time you see him. Never a bad kind of a space that he's in when he was with us. Always brought light into the room. Mr. Sean Peretta. So we had one Bradley come up. We got that was the younger bro. We had a big bro coming up next, Mr. Sean Bradley. This next brother is probably the only one that can match Mr. Nikita's energy in the room. Mr. Slam Montana. Also known as Big Slay. Big Slay in the building. So one of our most well-spoken and put-together brothers got a bunch of stuff already lined up for him. May end up being some people in this room supervisor eventually. Mr. Tariq Thompson, come on. So, this next person that I'm gonna call up, I'm actually gonna call him up as a package deal. They're coming up as a package deal. And a pleasure working with us. She brought a lot of energy every day. She actually brought snacks from time to time to help, calm the natives. Really appreciated having her in the program. Mr. Shea Tavares. And Mr. Peterson as well. Wait. This guy is 6 years old. That's big football now coming out of Boston, Massachusetts. All right, a young lady that we were referred to as Miss T, super sharp individual, a ton of potential. Who knows where she's going to end up next, but if you haven't had a chance to shake her hand, you probably should do so. Miss Tiana Jameson. And last but not least, I would like all of the PowerCorps staff to come up to the front of the room, all PowerCorps staff. This was a dynamic group of people to work with. They came to work every day and put it in to assist young folks. Always available to lend a helping hand to pull a person up to that next level. Super proud to be a part of this team, and I just want to give one more round of applause to this fabulous team. Jack, raise your hand, bro. Jack was really helpful to us in a few different ways. He's over at the Curley house, the mayor, ex-mayor Curley's house over on Jamaica Way. They got some espresso chocolate-covered coffee beans over there that died for them. One final shout out to good brother Jamil. Jamil, raise your hand. He's like a volunteer program participant. He came all the time. He was there early. He shamed a few actual program participants because he was there before they were there. Shout out to the good brother Omar. He gives our IT. I also see Karen. Karen, I don't think I don't see you over there, Karen. Also from Emerald Necklace as well. If I forgot anybody, I highly apologize. There's a bunch of folks in here. But again, shout out to the families of the graduates. But one last round of applause to cohort 2 graduates. So, you do not have to go home. However, our time is in the air at the Franklin Park Golf Course. Thank you for